All right, all right, all right. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. We are back. Been a couple weeks, since we've been here, but Nerd Camp is back, and we are here and ready for action. Why did I do that? No, okay, that's not gonna work. But we're back and ready to go. Um, but first and foremost, how you guys doing?
All right, pretty good, not bad. Ready to talk about sports. A lot of stuff happened since the last time we spoke. So we're excited about it, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. How you feeling over there, R&B?
Doing good, man. Doing good. I'm chilling, taking it one day at a time. You know how we do.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I just want to start the show by letting the audience.
How you feeling over there, R&B?
Uh-oh, there we go. Just wanted to start the show by letting the audience know that we're moving, guys. We're moving. We are moving over to the same network that Honest Hour is on. The COC, or the Conversations Over Chess Network. We're all very excited about that. That'll be taking place within the coming weeks, so be on the lookout for that for sure. And we're just trying to make it better, make more, make it get more of us out there in front of you, and
Definitely.
that's what we want. That was the consensus of this show, and then we've been a little inconsistent lately, but I think we're going to get back on track now. So, without further ado, let's get into it. We didn't have the show last week, so let's kind of start with what kind of got us to today's game. Um, you know, let's start with let's just rip the band-aid off. R&B Detroit.
I knew it, man.
Ah,
Just rip the band-aid off. Let's just
Took it
rip.
right on off.
I mean, what more can we can't really say too much about Kansas City. We that was going to be. I mean, yeah, they didn't look very impressive in the game, but we expected them to win that game.
oh yeah.
But Washington, man, I'll tell you, when I was watching that game, it was a shootout. Like, these dudes was balling. And I think that was the night game, right?
Yeah, it was.
So I actually had to go to sleep because I had to go to work. And I woke up because I think it was like 24-24 or 31-24 when I fell asleep. And I'm like, dang, this sucks. I got to go to bed. And then I woke up and I'm like, I had to rub my eyes. I'm just like, wait a minute. What the hell happened? So being that I didn't watch the full game, I will leave it to you guys to kind of give a synopsis on the game itself. And I'll just give my opinion on what I thought about, the outcome and what it means. So I'll let one of you gentlemen take the floor, whomever would like to go first.
I'll go ahead and go first and
Mm-hmm.
get this on out the way, man. Look, Jaden Daniels happened. That's what happened. This dude is poised, calm, collect. He didn't make any mistakes, turn the ball over. He ran the offense with straight proficiency. He came into Detroit and did a Jared Goff to Jared Goff.
Damn.
Jared Goff looked like he was the rookie, and Jaden Daniels looked like he was the dude who had a 73 completion percentage all season and had one of the highest QBRs since Tom Brady, all season. It was like they did it us to us. They went for it on fourth down every time. It just, but look, I'm call a spade a spade. Let's get it real. Anybody that's a true football fan knew that with the injuries that Detroit has on the defensive side of the ball, we could be had. Did we think Washington would come in here and do what they did? No, we didn't. We thought we would be able to outscore them. We thought we'd be able to run the ball on their 30th ranked rush defense and put up enough points to get the job done. But Dan Quinn and his coordinators, his staff, they coached a good game, man. They outcoached us. They out hustled us, and our defense was completely trash, and so was our quarterback. Jared Goff played like ass. I do think it was some crucial penalties that were missed by the referees, which I shared to y'all this morning. One being the horse collar on Jahmyr Gibbs that didn't get called, that they fined him for now. The other one being the roughing the passer on Jared Goff for the pick six where he got hit in the head, helmet to helmet, that didn't get called. But now they fined the same guy on both calls. They fined him, but there were no flags on any of the plays. So, that was like, thanks, NFL, for the validation of nothing. But, like I said, I had mentioned to my brother when we were watching the game, I said, man, I think Goff got concussed on that hit, that helmet to helmet that didn't get called. And he played like he was concussed the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So it was what it was, man. Washington came in, they did their thing. Hats off to them. Hats off to the Commanders, their young quarterback, the team, the city. Hats off to them. They came and did a number on us.
Go ahead, Raj. What you take on what went down?
Yeah, man. First and foremost, I was shocked because I was like not expecting Jaden Daniels to be at the level that he's at right now. So when they came into Detroit, I was like, all right, they're going to lose, because they already had their miracle run out there in Tampa Bay. I'm like, they already played, they already won. So I don't think they're really going to be hungry like that to win in Detroit. And Detroit's been like on fire all season. So I'm thinking, okay, it's going to be a good matchup, but I don't think they're going to win. Long story short, I'm looking at the score, and it's constantly going up in the favor of the Commanders. And I'm like, wait, have they turned the ball over yet? Because I'm thinking like this is going to be a pretty close game. Long story short, Jared Goff turned the ball over 3 times. And like you said, I think it was that hit that really messed him up because he wasn't playing like himself. And so I'm like, all right, this game is over. Because at this point, if Jared Goff isn't playing his peak football, and if the run game is doing okay, but they're not playing their peak football, then it's going to be impossible for them to score 40-plus points. So it ended up 45 to what, 30-something?
31.
31.
It was a shootout. It's one of those type of games where you already know that if you can't outshoot the quarterback, then you're not going to win. And that's exactly what happened. That it became a situation where it was like he just outgunned him. And they were just ready to ball. So that's what happened. So, shout out to Jaden Daniels. I think he's a great quarterback. He proved when he was out there in Ford Field that he can do it. He can do it, man. So he did a great job. But unfortunately, man, I really wanted Detroit to win this because I think Detroit, this is probably the best opportunity for him since, the Barry Sanders days, man, to really get to the Super Bowl. So it's just a little unfortunate, but it's also great to see a young quarterback come up.
I will say this. After that game, I did see Dan Campbell's press conference. There you go. And he looked, rightfully so, upset.
Yeah.
They put a lot into this season. We know that. We knew after last season what we expected for them to bring to the table. And they brought it all season. Unfortunately, when you don't bring it when it matters, nothing, right? Got to call it spade. And I will say that, injuries sometimes do play their role. It is what it is. Part of the game. We know that. But Jaden Daniels came with this poise. I don't know if you guys remember when we were talking about the Lions, like around week 8 maybe, I said that there were 2 teams I felt that could beat them. at how it stood in that moment, because the Commanders were really playing good football. They were like 7-2, 7-1. And I said it was the Commanders and the Eagles were the only two teams that I foresaw at that moment that could really either at least compete with them, if not beat them.
Right.
And it just shows, if you think about it, like their run game, their run game has improved. Through their running backs through the season, their running backs have got more comfortable, I should say.
Yeah.
Scary Terry, man, that dude.
He's balling.
Yeah. No, I was saying they run game has improved in the playoffs. They didn't do shit all season.
Regular season, they didn't do nothing. Same with the defense. I'm like, total different team.
Jaden Daniels was their leading rusher with 842 yards. So that's a testament to what Robinson and Eckler did this season.
Eckler was hurt a lot of the year too, wasn't he? I feel like I haven't seen him in a long time. And then you look at Scary Terry. The dude puts up 1,000-yard seasons with bums. Now he has some competence, and that competence has given him confidence.
Yes.
Because he was a great receiver before. Because like I said, he was 1,000-yard seasons. But now he's got confidence. And I mean, this man is like doing things that, just catches and just really running his routes differently. Like I see a different energy. So when you culminate that and they were able just to pull away from Detroit a little bit, they felt they had it. They felt they had something in the bag. And listen, I wanted to see Detroit go to the big show, but I just can't be happy. I love seeing a black quarterbacks come up. Call it what it is. I love to see it. It's a beautiful thing, and it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
So congratulations to them. Hopefully Detroit will come back next season poised again. But the thing is now for them is if they can't pull it together next season and get over the hump, which is where everyone expects them to go, which is a Super Bowl, they could be talking about changes.
Yeah, I have a question for R&B. R&B, do you think they should run it back next year, the same team?
I think obviously you're going to have to address some things on the defensive side of the ball mainly. I do think through the draft, it's time to start replenishing the O-line because that O-line has gotten another year older.
Right.
But mainly on the defensive side of the ball, they got to address some things. I think Carlton Davis's contract is up. So we got to see what, if he's going to want to recommit to come back again. We got to solidify this corner position because, it was just injury riddled. You know what I'm saying? Injury riddled there. You got to see what, what you're going to do as far as your option with Kirby Joseph this year. I think Deion Branch might be next year. So you got to address some things on the defensive side of the ball. You got to get some defensive ends in here because when Hutch went down, man, it was nothing there. I know we made the trade for forgive me for forgetting his name right now, but we made the trade for a homeboy from the Browns who had already been in the NFC before, Zadarius Smith. But at the time, I was a big advocate at that time that you're really just making a trade to get marginal pressure still because he's not the Zadarius Smith that was in Green Bay. You know what I'm saying? This dude is older now. He's still a good player, but he's not a game changer or a game wrecker. And I knew that's what we needed. And it showed in that game against the Washington Commanders. We needed a game wrecker. We needed someone that was going to strike fear in Jaden Daniels. Like, shit, if I run, this way. It was too many fourth downs where he was able to just, run a bootleg first down, first down. You know what I'm saying? So it just, and I also will say this too. The losing both of our coordinators is going to be a big blow. But I'm also pissed at Ben Johnson for some of the horrific play calls that he called last Saturday. It was almost like he was just already in Chicago. He was already in
Yeah.
Chicago, suited and booted, ready for his press conference last Saturday night. Because like
Right.
why are we running trick plays at the point? I know everybody want to say, "Oh, trick plays work for them all year, so you can't expect them to get to the playoffs and not do it." Correct, but there's a time and a place. Why are we running a
Yeah.
trick play on fourth down with J-Mo as the quarterback? I gotta think that they told him if it's not there, throw it away or run, and he still threw it anyway. But you shouldn't be putting the ball in his hands at that point in the game anyway. It's a one possession game. You have a chance to drive to try to finally get back in this thing, as Washington had pretty much had the lead the whole game, and that's the shit you draw up and come up with another turnover. It was just some bad play calling. So to answer your question more, we got to address the defensive side of the ball, and we got to definitely, bring in the right coordinators. But I don't think we're gonna miss too much of a beat. I believe that this core is young, and
Yeah.
what I'm saying, we still got our MVP candidate in Goff as our quarterback. I think Detroit still believes in Goff. We're a little bit pissed at him right now, but we still believe in him, and we
Right.
still believe in Dan Campbell, and I think we'll be okay.
And Mike, I got a question. Do you think this will affect Jared Goff's confidence moving forward?
Not winning this year,
Yeah.
or losing when he did.
Right. Well, yeah, like losing this game.
The way he did.
Right, losing the way he did.
Yes and no.
Okay.
It's a little broad, but I think anytime you have that kind of fire through a whole season, and then you're one and done after a bye week, it hurts. It hurts
Yeah.
you. The effect of like, we did everything we were supposed to all season. We got the week off. We had the extra week of preparation, the week to rest, and we did not deliver.
Yeah.
Because sometimes a week off does more harm than good.
Oh, absolutely.
And then if you rest your starters that last week of the season, that's pretty much 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
So I think in the regard of, can we get over what happened?
Just to interject real quick, you got to remember they didn't rest the starters the last week because that was the division game against Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Not in this situation. I was just making in general when teams do that.
Gotcha.
Not them specifically.
Yeah.
In general, teams rest the starters that last week. It's like a 2-week break. So in that regard, I think it will hurt a little bit, but also, if anything will hurt his confidence, it's losing his offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I do believe that he still will go out there and be confident enough to play. So, I don't think he'll fully lose his confidence, but I do think it'll scale back. And if they can't get him to that level again, because even though, like he said, they lost both their coordinators, the expectation's still there. Y'all won 15 games. So, the expectation is still there, no matter who gets filled into those spots. But I do believe that his confidence will scale back, but he'll still be confident enough to go out there and perform at a high level for his team.
I think I don't think it's. I'm gonna look at it from a different lens. I think it's gonna put more of a chip on his shoulder losing the way that he did, and it should.
Right.
What I'm saying? He's already showed that he's got iron confidence, because this dude was basically chastised out of LA the way they tried to blame him, the way McVay threw everything on him, and then the fact that they got Stafford the next year and went and won it. What I'm saying? That it's no more rattling that you could do, and yet he still came here, struggled through first couple seasons, what I'm saying, of us trying to build. Then finally it started to take a turn that year. We went 9-8. to last year going to the NFC Championship, and then this year 15-2 with Super Bowl aspirations and expectations. Hey,
Right.
he showed that he's got a makeup of steel, and that he can pretty much rise through the circumstances. So I think that I don't think he is gonna rattle his confidence or anything like that. I think it's gonna put more of a chip on him. Because people are going to start bringing up the Sean McVay conversation again. That's why they let him go. You heard Stephen A. say it this week on First Take. Saying that everybody in LA saying that's why they let him go and this and that. So that I think it's going to put more of a chip. But I do agree with Mike from the standpoint that his play might take a little bit of a step back, maybe earlier into next year, depending on what they do with this coordinator position. Do you upgrade Mark Brunell to the offensive coordinator to try to stop him from going to Chicago or elsewhere? Or do you promote from within to try to keep everything the way it was? Or do you bring in a new face? So, we'll see how things go from there. But that's my take on it.
Okay.
Well, we'll see. We'll kind of go from there. See what happens. I just real quick, because I like I said, there's a lot of topics, and I don't want to. I'd rather spend more time on the games that led to today's games that we knew of. Philly and the Rams last week. Gosh, Philly almost lost that game.
Yeah.
I mean, Philly, the Rams really threatened them.
Yep.
And I think that, we knew going into this season that they were a dark horse to get to the NFC Championship. A lot of people were picking them, and I think the record didn't reflect it is because, their receivers missed some time early in the season, but they were able to go on a run and recover. And I must say, that last drive, I believed the Rams were going to take the lead. I mean, it really looked like, wait a minute till – some things happened, a couple bad couple bad passes. I feel like Philly survived that game. And if that rendition of Philly comes out today, and somehow that rendition of Washington from last week comes out today, Philly's going. Yeah. Going.
That's why I have the Commanders. I mean, we're going to get to the picks, but man, let me just say this real quick.
Yeah.
For Jalen Hurts to go 15-20, 128 yards only. Of course, he's trying to be as efficient as possible, but no touchdowns, bro. None. Like, what are we doing? This is the playoff. See, that's the thing. It's like when you depend so much on one player, it becomes almost like you can pretty much figure out their game. And with Saquon Barkley running 205 yards, 2 touchdowns, which I think is great. But then, of course, you got to get the other people involved. You got to get the wide receivers involved. That's my point. I'm not saying it's going to be a perfect game and you're going to get 3 or 4 touchdowns. No, what I'm saying is you got to get the wide receivers your A.J. Browns. You got to get what's my man's name? Smith.
Devontae Smith.
You got to get him involved. He only had 21 yards. Devontae Smith only had 21 yards. A.J. Brown only had 14 yards. This is a playoff game. If you're not going to throw touchdown passes to these guys, at least give them close to 60 to 70 yards each. The week before the playoffs, remember, we saw A.J. Brown sitting down reading a book. This is the type of stuff I'm talking about. If you don't get your head out the freaking clouds and think that you already won this thing, you guys are going to end up losing. And like they almost lost against the Rams. The Rams, if they would have went on a run just a little bit earlier, they would have beat them because the Rams knew exactly what they needed to do. They needed to get the ball out there to Puka Nacua. He grabbed up 97 yards. He didn't get a touchdown, but he was out there getting 16 yards per carry. So it's like you got to look at this thing as being, I have to utilize the people that I got. You got A.J. Brown right there. You got Smith. You got Saquon. Go out there, ball out, but don't put so much pressure on the run game only. Like, what if they? That's what I was saying. What if they stop the run game, even though it's close to impossible? But what if they do? What if they keep them under 100 yards? Now
Yeah.
what? You're forced to throw. And these wide receivers aren't used to catching and getting 60, 70 yards per a game because they haven't done it in weeks. And this is, yeah.
It's easier to count on a wide receiver than a running back also.
Exactly.
You have more selections for play calls. But
Yeah.
to your point, Smith and Brown, they haven't been doing it. So it's kind of like, oh, all right, well, what are we doing? How are we going to do
Yeah.
this?
And they're not in rhythm. They're not in rhythm. And I'm looking at them, and they look like – remember – okay, do you remember like 3 weeks ago when A.J. Brown said that the problem that they're having is the quarterback or something like that? He said –
he did not say that.
What did he say?
They said, what do you feel like we need to fix or do better going forward? And he said passing. He was talking about the passing game.
But he was essentially talking about Jalen Hurts, right?
Getting him the ball more.
There we go. That's my whole point. He needs to get the ball. He needs to get the ball. This guy is like, he's amazing. He's one of the best wide receivers in the game right now. And in the playoffs, when it's time to win, you need to give A.J. Brown the opportunity to at least get 60 to 70 yards. And I know he's not going to be like, going off every game, but I just don't think that Jalen Hurts is playing the best football right now. And I feel like that's going to catch up to him. If it doesn't catch up to him in his Commanders game, it's definitely going to catch up to him when they play against the Chiefs.
I don't go ahead, Mike. My bad. I see you.
Yeah.
No, you good. Just, hey, Raj, can you see R&B on the screen?
Yeah, I can see him.
Okay. For whatever reason, I can't see him. He's here on Facebook, but for whatever reason, I can't see him on mine. But as long as you can,
really,
yeah. For some reason, you're not here. I can see. Yeah, I got the live stream up, but it's all good.
You know what? I was just about to ask you too. Are we on IG? Because my cousin just messaged me and said he can't see on IG.
Oh, hold up.
Oh,
maybe I didn't hit the live button yet. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see him on here. I don't know. We're on YouTube, right?
We're on YouTube and Facebook, but
okay,
it didn't allow me to put the IG in for some reason. Because usually it's just live. I got to hit another part, but it's not there.
I'm gonna tell him to go to YouTube then.
Yeah, the YouTube and the Facebook. I was the other day, I've been missing the Steelers' glory days, so I was watching old clips of Ben Roethlisberger, and really just kind of looking at how, in a way, people forgot, myself included, how he kind of was like Mahomes before Mahomes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was able to do a lot of those things. The reason I bring that up is because, he was very creative with getting the ball to Antonio Brown. Very creative with Martavis Bryant, extending the plays. I don't see Jalen Hurts going through those same things to get to the receivers the ball. Now, I believe that he's one of those guys where if you got to rely on his arm, it ain't going to be good for you. It ain't going to be good. You need the complement of the run game, him running the ball sometimes, and him throwing the ball to be successful. Now, they've been able to ride Saquon's coattails all season. But there will come a point before the end of the season where it might not work. Or it might not work well enough to get you to win. And we know that they can ball. But Jalen Hurts definitely needs to play just a little better. That's all. He just has to play a little better. Get a little more, at least get us 250 yards. Let's see. I got a comment here.
Oh, go ahead.
Says he's banged up. We're gonna break him up more today.
Who's banged up?
Jalen Hurts.
Oh, he's hurt.
Yeah. Well, he was hurt coming into the game. I think he was coming out of concussion protocol coming into the game last week, and he got something going on with his knee or something. I think they say he might be wearing a knee brace or something this week. I'm not sure.
And it goes. The next comment says Hurts is overrated.
No, I wouldn't say that.
I mean, I can't. I can't fully agree with that. The guy has played phenomenal the past couple years overall.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say he's played phenomenal the past couple years. He played phenomenal the year they went to the Super Bowl. He played
right. I was going to say, well, since they've been to the Super Bowl,
in the Super Bowl. Then the year following the Super Bowl, he played good for the first 10 weeks, and then fell off the face of the earth.
I think he's coasting right now.
That's why it's overall. You break it down, sure, but in totality,
his career isn't long enough, though. I wouldn't say. I don't think his career is long enough to really look. You got to look at the overall, or the you got to kind of divide it up in what it is, because his career hasn't been that long. Ever since they went to the Super Bowl, after that Super Bowl, he has not played the same.
No,
he's falling off.
It says here, my cousin goes, JR goes, after he's with R&B, after they got the tape and seen his habits, everything got slow.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say this to JR quick. All right, bro. Keep that energy next season with your quarterback.
Nah, wait. Hold on. What that got to do with this conversation, though?
What I'm saying is he said they got tape and figured him out, right?
Yeah.
That energy can translate to next season. That's all I'm telling him.
But Mike, he's talking about Jalen Hurts right now.
Right, and but they played the Commanders, so it's relevant. He's a Commanders fan.
Oh, okay. I got you. I thought you meant just a random team. I'm
no, I should have said that for substance. He's a Commanders fan.
Okay. Got you.
I always do. I still haven't bought a Daniels jersey. I've been through it with RG3.
Oh man, the RG3 days.
He bleeds that Commander's blood.
Wow.
I want to say this one thing though.
Yeah.
As far as the Jalen Hurts situation,
to
me, man, I know, I get where Raj's coming from. He what I'm saying, at some point you gotta, what I'm saying, do something different.
Yeah.
But why not stick with what got you to where you are? Saquon has gotten them to where they are, so that's what you stick with. You don't make $1 million, selling shoes, and then all of a sudden decide where I'm going to completely put away shoes, and now I'm going to sell punching bags. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You can add on punching bags, but you stick with what got you the $1 million. You know what I'm saying? You stick with Saquon. That's what the formula that has worked. Look at Detroit. The run game worked for us all year as far as opening up the top of the defense and being able to get the ball downfield to J-Mo and Laporta, or intermediate to Laporta and St. Brown, and so on and so forth. And then we get to Washington and we get cute and decide we want to throw the ball all over the field while Jahmyr Gibbs is having another career game, and it totally backfired. I'm gonna give it to you. This is the last thing I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Why do we have to have? And I'm not trying to be an apologist for this man, but why do we have to have all this energy for Jalen Hurts, but we not saying the same thing when it comes to how Josh Allen played last week? I got some smoke. Last week were very comparable. Neither one of them threw for 200 yards, and both of them relied on their running game.
I got some smoke for Josh Allen as well. That's why, but I get it.
I always got reserve smoke for Josh Allen.
Yeah, but okay. But let me just say this real quick, and it's not gonna be long. I promise it's not gonna be a long take.
I just gotta say this.
Yeah.
The two players I'm about to compare aren't comparable, but I feel like with Josh Allen, people they just the NFL don't like him. Like, let's call it what it is.
I can't agree with that, Mike.
Yeah, I don't agree with that sentiment.
I can't agree with that, Mike. I don't think it's an NFL thing.
Well, I tell you, I don't like him.
I think his peers.
I don't think he's respected.
He was rated the most overrated by his peers.
Yeah, I don't think he's respected in the league. In the league, like you're right. The peers. I think there's some type of they don't like his game.
That's about right.
They think he's probably like he's gassed up. But let me just say this about Jalen Hurts real quick, and the things that work and don't work. Okay, now when it comes down to it, R&B, I agree. You use what works, right? But the difference between Jared Goff and Jalen Hurts is that Jared will throw the damn ball. This dude refused to throw the ball, bro.
How do we know that he refused to throw the ball, or he's not just doing what he's told to do by the coaches?
Well, regardless,
system, same as Jared Goff within the system.
But okay, so regardless if it's the coach or if it's Jalen, what I'm saying is eventually it's going to catch up, because I've watched a lot of games where he just said, you know what, I'm just gonna hand the ball off to Saquon, or the coach says I'm gonna just hand the ball off to Saquon, right? And he's running up 150, 200 yards. There's going to be somebody, I don't know who, I don't know what team, that's going to say, stop the run game. Because 70 to 80% of the actual offense is running. Between him and of course, Jalen. Jalen ran, I think, 70 yards against the Rams, right? Between Jalen and Saquon, they're running like 200, 300 yards every game. And this is something I think can be stopped, because all you got to do is just find a way to just stack the box and just say, yo, we're not allowing a run. You're going to have to throw this damn ball. And then if that happens, it's going to be a problem, because now Saquon is out of his comfort zone. Jalen's out of his comfort zone, because he's only throwing 15 to 20 times a game.
I don't disagree with you. All I'm saying is that people been stacking the box all season, and Saquon almost broke the all-time rushing record. Could have broken it, but they chose to rest him.
Yeah, that's true. I just don't see it as a winning formula. That's my point. I personally don't think it's a winning formula, because it's getting to a point where he's feeling too comfortable allowing Saquon to take over the game. And it's not about giving the ball to Smith. It's not giving the ball to Brown. It's about just simply handing the ball off to Saquon and letting him run wild.
Let me ask you a question. Did you not see plays last week where they threw the ball down the field?
Yeah, they did. There was a few big plays, but it wasn't a lot. It was like maybe 3.
Don't that seem like a formula type thing? That all I'm saying is let's back off Jalen a little bit, and maybe we need to start looking at Sirianni. Is that
no? Yes, Sirianni. I agree. That's why I said whoever it is. But I'm saying Jalen because he's a quarterback. Like, he's actually doing the plays. But you're 1,000% right. I don't like Sirianni. First off, I think he blew a lot of games, especially big games when he went to the Super Bowl and fumbled that shit. But Sirianni. Not Sirianni. Yeah, Sirianni's one of those coaches where it's like he gets the credit when everything's going good, but they don't even criticize him when things are going bad.
Oh, yeah, he gets the credit, but doesn't share the blame.
That's what I'm saying. So you're 100% right, R&B, and I take that back. It might be a coach thing. It might be a whole coaching thing, because at this point, I'm looking at it as like, yo, this is a formula for failure if you feel this is going to work every single time. You have to switch it up. Not saying you got to do something completely different, but you got to spread the ball out. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. Man, we'll see how that goes with the Eagles, and we can reconvene after the they're out to see what we think there, but we definitely want to get into the main event of last week. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson.
Oh man.
So, we knew what it was going to be. We knew what this game was going to entail. We knew what we were going to see. And man, oh man, I hate to say this as a Steelers fan, but the Ravens should have won that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have.
Yeah.
The Ravens should have won that game. Like, I don't like either team, and if I had to pick one, I would much rather see the Bills go because I just like them a little more. Not much, but a little more. I call most of their fan base, not all of them, the AFC version of the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh no, that's over the top.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
over the top, Mike. That is over the top.
No,
that is over the top.
Yeah,
First off,
top,
because Cowboy fans are annoying, bro.
Time out. I'm basing this off of personal Buffalo fans I know.
Okay, I'm sorry, my bad.
Not all of them.
Because I can't stand.
I need to meet these fans then.
Because I can't stand Cowboy fans.
Yeah. We just, it's not all of them. I got one here who's watching right now. He's cool. Very supportive. Man, since he was in diapers. So, but then I have a few that are like, oh my God, bro, shut the hell up. So, but the Ravens should have won this game. That's just their game plan looked like the same as it was against the Steelers. Ground and pound, throw when we need to, kind of do what needs to get done to score the ball. And a lot of people want to blame Mark Andrews. Now let's look at this full circle. A lot of people, Chris Broussard made a blame pie on TV. A blame pie. I can't remember the numbers of it, but he blamed part of it on coaching, part of it Lamar, this and the third. And I firmly believe, everyone does play a piece, but, that final play is what decided the game, right? So that's who they're going to blame. He did fumble the ball. Was that the fourth quarter that he fumbled it, Mark Andrews? Yeah. He fumbled the ball during the fourth quarter. Then you drop that 2-point conversion, and they're lucky that he's lucky that the Ravens weren't down by 1 point, right? Because then that 2-point conversion would have given them the lead. They might have had to protect him, but Lamar threw a pick in there, fumbled the ball. This was a team collapse in a sense, not just solely on Andrews. Does anyone know offhand what Derrick Henry's stats were last week before I have to look them up?
Derrick Henry, he had 16 carries, 84 yards, 1 touchdown.
That ain't enough. Especially when you ran for 2 million yards on the Steelers the week before.
That sounds personal, Mike.
Well, it is. Like, nigga, get up there and do what you do. You stomped all over us, and then that energy depleted for the Bills. Like, what? You was tired now?
Now it's cold outside.
Cram that shit. You're King Henry, and you played like a pawn.
Oh.
All right, maybe I'll be a little nice. I'll say he played like a knight, maybe even a bishop. But he was weak. You was running for 1+ a lot. And then all of a sudden now you want to run for 84 yards. So that's the first problem, right? So I put that part on whoever calls the plays, whether it's Harbaugh or whether it's here we go. got a comment. Josh would have had 133, 2 timeouts to get a field goal if Mark Andrews caught the 2-point. Andrews and Lamar's fumbles were larger, though. Yeah, so, there we go. So when you look at that, when you look at all that, it's just like that's on Harbaugh or the coordinator, whoever calls their plays. 16 carries when there were games where he's running double that is not acceptable. Not in any way, shape, or form. You're trying to go to the AFC Championship, not a trip to McDonald's. That's number one. Number two.
Oh man.
What? I just calling it like I see it.
Nah, I just sense a lot of vitriol that you have since that Steelers game, man. I feel like you still hold that in your heart.
But it's the Ravens. I'm always gonna hold that disdain for them.
I feel like you hold a lot in. Oh man.
It might be a lot of disdain there, but he's not really off kilter in what he talking
about. No. That's I just find it hilarious though.
So then you look at Lamar. I don't know his stats either.
Lamar, 18 for 25, 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception.
What about ground stats?
His rushing stats, 6 carries, 39 yards.
See, you another one. That not good enough. He was running all over us, and then you went 6 times 39. Like, where'd you go? What did you think this was Burger King? You could have it your way? No.
Oh man.
The way you've been playing all season, which is throwing when you need to, giving it to King Henry, and running when you need to. You did that formula changed. So then he went on throwing the ball a little more, which obviously wasn't working. The culmination of the 3 is what makes them successful. That's what makes them successful, the culmination of the 3. So, he had a fumble himself. He had an interception himself. So he did tribute to hurting the team. But then when we look at Andrews, I think the big thing was that he hadn't fumbled all season, I think they said. Was it? So that's the first thing. When you don't fumble all season, then you fumble when the lights are the biggest, that's an issue. And then you dropped it in the end zone. So everyone played their part. That's the thing I'm going to say about that. Now, let me get to the bigger picture that I was talking about off camera with Lamar Jackson. At the end of the day, no matter how fans or people want to word it, or no matter how you want to look at it, at the end of the day, Lamar Jackson has proven he cannot get the job done. When the lights are bright, now we were critical of him not too long ago about not having playoff wins, right?
Right.
He actually won a game, but then, he kind of didn't win a game. Like, he won on paper, but his stats weren't glaring. But then he started, why y'all playing that Mariah Carey song? Turn that off.
Oh, Mike. We might have to do a wellness check on Mike. He's crashing out.
So then you look at that, and now he's won games. Then what was the next thing we were knocking him for? His record against the Steelers and the Chiefs.
Yes.
Obviously, he got 2 wins against the Steelers this season. That's been absolved now, right? We don't know about the Chiefs because he didn't get back to them. So we will have to wait till next season. But what I'm saying is the issue is that it always ends the same. When he stands up there after the game, and he's just all pissed off and he's all like, I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of this shit. Excuse my language. Then play better. When the lights are big, play better. Don't rush for 39 yards. Be Lamar Jackson. Rush for that 100 yards you can do. Throw the ball. Give the ball. Audible the plays if you think something will work better. Be the quarterback. Because until he does that, till he puts that regular season performance together, 3 to 4 times, depending on where they end up. And as long as Patrick Mahomes is in the AFC and is playing football, I have no reason to believe that he won't be the number 1 seed going forward. And even if he isn't, he proved last year it doesn't really matter. he will go to Africa. He will go to Asia. He will go to Germany to beat you. So it don't really matter. But until he can play that hard-nosed Lamar Jackson football where you throw for 250, 2-3 touchdowns like we've seen multiple times, and you rush on the ground for over 100 yards and a touchdown, the Ravens will go nowhere because they're dependent, even with Henry. Henry was able to relieve him, but if Henry would have ran for over 100 yards, maybe they would have won this game, but Lamar's got to play Lamar ball in order for them to win. That's the issue. That's what I see. Go ahead. And yes, I am upset. All right. Damn it. I am. Fuck Russell Wilson. Okay. You know what? Pete Carroll back on the West Coast. You know what? And fuck
he might end up in a Raiders uniform the way y'all treat him.
Listen, that's where you want to be, homie. I won't hold you.
God damn. Go ahead, RB.
Because you ain't got shit else to look forward to. You ain't got no draft position.
Oh man, and what's the name? Definitely not coming back. What's the other quarterback?
Justin.
Yeah, Justin. He's not coming back, man. He felt disrespected as he should. But go ahead, RB. Go ahead. I gotta hear your take, man.
Man, look, it ain't gonna change. Lamar could have played a little better. It's not like he played horrible. This not one of those games where we can look and say, "Oh, this on Lamar this time." Like he just didn't play to a good enough standard. Like, nah, this not that game. I felt like it was definitely some coaching. Could have been better for sure. They didn't give Derrick Henry enough carries. I agree with you on that point. Even in the comments, which was something I wanted to touch on, 0 design runs for Lamar in that game. All of his runs came off of broken plays.
Right.
So that was a little bit of a coaching error, I would say. But at the end of the day, a quarterback's job, when it's all said and done through the battle and the war, is to be able to put his team in position to try to win the game. Just like you sat up here and said with Stafford when we were talking about the Philly and the Rams.
Yeah.
Stafford's job was to try to give the Rams a chance to take a lead at the end of the game, and he fell short with horrible passes and a non-converted 4th down play. Another horrible pass. Can we say the same thing about Lamar on that 2-point conversion? Was that a horrible pass? It was not. He drove them down the field, and he did his job in putting them in position to be able to tie to hopefully go on to win the game. And it was an excellent pass. I'm talking hands and chest.
Right there.
That's routine. That's like being outside playing catch with your son, hands and chest, throwing it back and forth. And an all-pro tight end that he rely on to make a play dropped the ball. I'm sorry. Is that the only? Can you literally sit up and say, well, yeah, it was more than just that play that cost them the game? Yeah, you can say that. But at the end of the day, that's the play that cost them this game. Because it's no way around it. Just like these quarterbacks and stuff have to take the blame. When you drop a play like that on the 2-point conversion as an all-pro tight end, one of the best tight ends in the league, recognizably, you have to take your blunt of the blame. And that's a big blunder. So, I don't care about the fumble at midfield. I care more about that drop on that 2-point conversion, because that's when see, with the fumble at midfield, it's still time on the clock. It's still a lot of game to be played. Lamar Jackson's interception, It's still time on the clock. It's still a lot of game to be played. His fumble, where if we put context to it, was a blown assignment on a block that caused somebody to get in quick, and he fuck around and had to spin and do some Lamar Jackson shit trying to get loose and fumbled the ball. It's still time on the clock. It's still a lot of game to be played. Steven, they say this all the time. Sports, not just football, sports, period. It's about moments. We forget about the fumble and the interceptions and shit. The big moment that you had to tie the game to try to hopefully go on to win the game was the 2-point conversion. And Mark Andrews came up short. And that's where I leave it. He came up short.
The only
in the moment that they needed, he came up short.
The only thing is, then where would let's just hypothetically say he caught it, and then Buffalo came down, kicks a field goal and wins. Then who are we looking at? Who lost this game, in your opinion? Blame's going to go right from Andrews to Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
I think it's going to go to coaching too.
So you can say you're not wrong in with what you say.
I disagree. I don't think it's going to go right to Lamar. I think it's going to be the same. I think it's going to get spread out. I think people are still going to look at Mark Andrews' fumble. They still going to look at the pick and the fumble. But at the end of the day, nobody will be able to sit up and say, oh, man, Lamar played. Think about some of Lamar's past playoff performances. This is not that. This is not a game where you're going to sit up and be like, man, he played terrible. But you remember how he played against the Chiefs last year?
Yeah, that was horrible. I don't know what he was doing.
Well, that was coaching, because the game plan called for him to not play the way he tried to outplay the Chiefs at their game by passing and not rushing, and they didn't run the ball. So I don't even he didn't play well, but you could tell the game plan was designed to be that way. And John Harbaugh should have known, if you're going to design a game plan like that against Kansas City, even if you are home, you're not going to win.
Right.
But I could also sit here and say, what if he caught it in the defense, stands and Josh Allen doesn't march down the field and get a field goal and they go to overtime and Baltimore wins? It's a lot of what ifs was fifths, we'd all be drunk. We got to look at what happened, and what happened is in the biggest moment, Mark Andrews came up short in his big moment.
You're right, but it's still along the lines of adding to Lamar's inability to win the big one. That's the bigger picture to me. We can blame Andrews all we want. That's well and good, but the big picture is Lamar has not played well enough to win.
Has not won the big one.
Yeah,
I'll plenty of great quarterbacks that hadn't won big ones until they did. So the verdict is still out. We can't say what he can't do until his career is over with.
But you just also said we have to look at what's happened. And what's happened since he started playing is he has not won. That's what's happened.
I just want to say this real quick.
He's still playing though. It's not like this is his 15th or 16th year and shit, and we like, well, he about to retire. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Peyton Manning wasn't able to beat Tom Brady for years. Who has the winning record between their playoff matchups? A lot of people don't know. Peyton 5, Tom 3. But if you look at the history of what people say before he was able to beat him, you know what I'm saying, you would think Tom won that battle. But actually Peyton is on top in the record-wise in playoffs, head matchups. So we still got to give him time. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Still early in his career. Go ahead, Raj.
Yeah, I just want to just say real quick, I think it's a shared blame. I do blame the coaching on how things were schemed out, especially towards the end, because there was a lot of questionable things that they could have did, and they just didn't want to do it. Like, for example, like we just mentioned, like utilizing the run game. I think if they would have ran the ball in, they would have got that. They would have got the 2 points. But they decided to throw the ball, and I can't blame Lamar on this, but I just feel like I told you guys, and I could be a conspiracy theorist or whatever, but I feel like Mark Andrews dropped the ball on purpose. Because if you throwing a ball perfectly to somebody and they're used to catching, which he is, that's a catchable throw. You bring it to your chest and you fall into the end zone. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. It looked like he brought it halfway and he dropped off his fingertips. And it just looked like it just didn't look right to me. So my thing is this. I blame the coaching on their decisions. I blame Mark Andrews dropping the ball. And, of course, Lamar turning it over those 2 times. So it's a shared responsibility. But I will say this. If they don't find a way to fix their damn passing game, because I know what's name was hurt. I know
Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers was hurt, so I'm not blaming him. But what I'm saying is, if they don't get some extra, some really good wide receivers next season, it's going to be really tough for them to win against Patrick Mahomes. So that game, I think Buffalo was lucky to win. I think they played good enough just to keep the score up. But I wasn't expecting Buffalo to win that game. I was expecting the Ravens to win. Even though I was rooting for Buffalo, I knew that the Ravens had more of an offensive threat and the defense was really good. But let me just say this about Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, I think he's disrespected in his around his peers because of the way he plays. I love Josh Allen. I think he's a great player, but I don't think he plays the way that he's supposed to, because he runs the ball and he's more of a Tebow type quarterback on certain situations.
That's disrespectful. Josh Allen is the white Cam Newton, and that's why they don't like him, because he too damn big and they can't stop him.
That's fair. I do see Cam in him. Yeah. All right. Let me take that back. He's more of a Cam Newton type prototype then, because he's not afraid to take the hit. You get what I'm saying? He's willing. He can throw the ball, but he rather run and he rather take the physicality. He loved the physicality, which I respect, because a lot of quarterbacks move away from the physicality. But I also think it's one of those type of things where you can't win every game like that.
Yeah.
And it's hard to win games when you're playing such a physical game and you don't really have the opportunity for a wide receiver to go off on your team. But what I will say is James Cook went off. He did really good. And Ray Davis, I believe it is, right? Ray Davis on the team went off with the running game, because they both showed that they got the opportunity to really run, and they can run up to score when they actually hand off the ball to one of those running backs. So my point is, I think this is going to be a good game moving forward with the Chiefs and the Bills. But we already know how it's going to turn out. Patrick Mahomes is going to outgun him. And the defense on Buffalo's side isn't good enough to keep up with Patrick Mahomes. So we're going to go into that later, but I just want to just throw that out there. I didn't feel like Josh Allen played 100%. I think he played maybe 70 to 80%. And if it wasn't for that fumble, the Ravens could have won that game.
I do agree. A lot of good points made. And I just think that, well, actually, let me ask this. Who do you guys think wins MVP?
You got to give it to Lamar.
Yeah, I think you got to give it to Lamar.
Now, personally, I agree. I think Lamar is the right answer. But we know he's won, the last 2, right? Or 2 of the last 3 or something like that?
Yeah, 2 of the last 3.
Do we believe in voters' fatigue, or do we believe that the disrespect of Josh Allen's so high that he won't get it? He won't get it. Because I believe, like I said, I believe they don't like him. That's my personal belief. And
when you say they, you mean like the voters, or you mean players?
Oh, whoever votes, the league. I believe that the only people that like Josh Allen are his fans. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I feel no one likes him. I'm like I said, I'm not the biggest fan, but best believe if the Steelers had a chance to pick him up, go get his ass.
No, I think the NFL likes him. I think overall the NFL really likes him, because he's a different type of quarterback than Patrick Mahomes, and he know how to win games, and he's carrying a franchise. But I think a lot of his peers do not respect him. Like they call him overrated. Like that's something you just don't throw out there. And the fact that like we were just saying, he's more of a
Some of that's
physical
Stephon
quarterback,
Diggs, Dick Riders too, though.
So hold on.
which is very true, by the way. Because I think a lot of that attention that he had with Saquon messed up a lot of his public image.
Hold on, I got a comment here.
What's
5
up?
all-pro players on the Ravens versus 1 for the Bills. Josh is the MVP.
No, we ain't gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We're talking strictly how you're playing. Let's be clear. Josh Allen's a great player. I'm not taking nothing away from him. If it was any other season outside of this season with Lamar Jackson playing the way he's playing, he would have won an MVP by a landslide. But this is Lamar's year. He's been playing incredible. Look at the stats.
Lamar has posted the same, like damn near identical stats as Aaron Rodgers posted in back-to-back MVP years.
Yes. What was it 48 touchdowns, right?
Yeah.
48 total touch. That's crazy. How are you going to overlook that?
Okay. Now the next comment is then Lamar didn't deserve MVP last year based on how they are playing. And he wrote moving goalpost.
We can't do that. We can't do that. Why is there such a disdain for Lamar winning more MVPs than Patrick Mahomes?
Now
I feel like there's some type of disdain.
I remember the person commenting is a Buffalo Bills fan. So there is, and don't get mad, Brandon, there is going to be bias.
Okay, well that put things in perspective, but
as a fan, you are a little more biased even when you don't mean to be. It's harder to be objective versus when it's your team. And when you've been watching, when you have a team that went to 4 straight Super Bowls and lost historically, even if you didn't see them, and then you've been a Bills fan since you were in diapers, and they've sucked 90% of your life, and now they have everything they need to win, and they still can't win, mainly due to the fact that mainly due to the fact that you have someone who's really just in your way, and you got to see this all the time and realize this guy's the face of the league, whether they like it or not.
That's not going to change. But let me just say this real quick to the individual that's a Buffalo Bills fan leaving a comment. I didn't know it was a Buffalo Bills fan that was leaving those comments. But like I said, no disrespect to Josh Allen. I'm a Josh Allen fan. I like Josh Allen. I think he's great. However, you cannot overlook what Lamar Jackson did this season. I believe it's 48 total touchdowns, including rushing and passing, right? Mm-hmm. That's incredible. You're not going to give someone an MVP if they don't deserve it. Like Lamar deserves this MVP. I don't care what he did last year. Last year was last year. I'm talking about right now. Now, second MVP voting is, of course, Josh Allen. And I think he's going to win an MVP next year, but not this year. That's all I got to say about that.
I think he could win it this year. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, I do still lean more toward Lamar Jackson, but if Josh won it, I don't think it would be some type of travesty or some shit like that, because they both have had great seasons. You know what I'm saying? They both have been really, done some shit. Josh has carried. He has done more with less. So, I have to, go a little bit personal for myself, and saying that I believe when a person does more with less, that is more of a definition of an MVP. You know what I'm saying? Because I think if you take Lamar off of Baltimore and you place, a backup quarterback in there, there's a chance that team could still, arguably maybe make the playoffs with some of the players around, depending on who that backup quarterback is and how well they play. On the other hand, if you take Josh Allen off of Buffalo and you place a backup in there, yeah, they might be picking in the top 10. So you kind of have to look at that. Even though I lean more toward Lamar, you know what I'm saying, I still look at that and pay attention to that.
Oh, hold on. Here we go. We got another comment. Lamar deserves MVP a lot more than last year. Josh didn't have a 1,900-yard rusher on his team. Lamar's playing on Madden on easy mode. And Lamar would have won last week if he was playing on easy mode.
Now he put on Hall of Fame last week with that pass. Mark Andrews dropped. That was on. They turned it up to Hall of Fame.
That was definitely Madden the way that pass was dropped. That was one of them ones how you throwing your controller. Like, man, I put it right
exactly.
And
exactly.
Even the interception was Hall of Fame that Lamar.
Yeah.
One of them, like, bro, how the ball sail like that? Come on, man.
And go right in his arms, like, boop.
Let me beat myself. Don't try to beat me for me. Y'all ever had them conversations with Madden?
All the time. All the time.
Like, what the fuck?
Like, how the hell did this happen?
And he wrote, but he was playing Josh, and Josh owns Lamar when it matters, like Pat owns Josh, right?
They haven't really matched up in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think they matched. How many times they matched up in the playoffs?
I don't even remember Buffalo playing Baltimore in the playoffs.
Nah, I don't remember it either. I think this is the first time.
The first matchup.
Yeah, but I will say, definitely Patrick Mahomes owned Josh Allen, though.
Yeah, he definitely did.
That's definitely his son. You know, it's so funny.
Get ready for the memes. Get ready for the memes tonight. You know it's gonna be.
It's coming.
With Pat holding them.
It's coming. It's coming.
There, little Josh.
Yep. Because I always tell people, I'm like, yo, Josh Allen would be great if he was an NFC. If he played the NFC, he would be great. But unfortunately, he played in the same conference as Patrick Mahomes, so he can't be great. Sorry.
Josh Allen is 2-0 against Lamar in the playoffs.
Oh, he played him twice. Okay. All right. Well,
I didn't even know they had matched up.
Nah, me either.
Was this hold on, I gotta go back and look at that because is one of these seasons the season when Lamar Jackson got hurt?
He wrote 2020 divisional round.
Okay, the Lamar, what was that? His rookie year?
Might have been.
Well, we got that. Let's get into let's do picks for today's game, and then we'll try and hit a couple more of the topics on the list.
Okay.
Who y'all got today? Washington or Philly?
I'm sticking with my pick. I'm rolling with the Commanders. And I'll tell you guys after I make my second pick why. But I definitely got the Commanders beating Philly. It's not going to be by a lot. It's probably going to be by a field goal. But yeah, I got them winning.
Okay. Who do you got, R&B?
I'm gonna sound a lot like last time, but dare I say it, for the black quarterback, my heart is with Washington. Also, for the black quarterback, I believe Philly is going to take this game because of Saquon Barkley.
Yeah. He's the X factor in this.
He's the X factor. I don't. If their coach is not smart enough to see that this is the 30th ranked rush defense, and you got Saquon Barkley playing the way he's playing.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I don't know.
We're talking about Sirianni now.
My coaches weren't smart enough to see it last week. So
we're talking about Sirianni.
Hopefully he's smarter than Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell them were last week. That's all I can say, Philly fans. Hopefully.
I don't know.
Yeah, but then Ben Johnson, he loses a game and gets promoted. How's that happen?
That was wild.
Skin privilege, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, look how they did Eric Bieniemy. He was a top.
Hey, but hold on. I might have to take that back because Aaron Glenn Aaron Glenn got promoted too. Now,
Oh
and that
no.
defense,
We're not going to go there. We're not going to
that
go there,
defense
bro.
was shabby. That defense was shabby. I mean, he did what he was doing what he could with what he had, but it wasn't much he was doing.
He ain't do nothing, and he ain't going to do nothing with the Jets.
I don't know what sidebar, and then we continue on very quickly.
Yeah.
I don't know why y'all dude is so convinced with hiring defensive coordinators to be the head coach.
That's what I'm saying.
He tried to go get an offensive-minded guy. Aaron says he wants to hold on to Aaron. Aaron wants Aaron. But while you got Aaron there, why not try to go get an offensive guy?
Offensive coordinator or somebody. Somebody has an offensive coach. Oh, my God. I can't stand it. This is the third or fourth time this happened in, like, the past decade. And we had the same results. Absolutely nowhere. And it's because they're so defensive-minded. They don't know how to move that damn ball.
Yeah.
Huh?
If they were going to go defense, I thought they probably would have went back to Rex Ryan again. At least,
hell no, they would never.
Somebody that took you to 2 AFC championships.
I would love for them to get Rex Ryan back because Rex Ryan showed that he can actually coach. But guess what? It's not going to happen because I don't know what he did to the ownership or what he said in the front office. But they like, huh?
They interviewed him, and apparently he felt the interview went damn well because he went out and said that he felt he was going to get the job. He said he was going to get it.
Yeah, I get it, but I feel like they did it as a favor, like to say, "Oh, at least we did it." You know how they do with the black coaches, but even though he's not a black coach, but you know what I'm saying? They're like, "Well, we interviewed him, we did the interview." So they did that to Rex Ryan. I feel like they did that because Rex Ryan went out bad, bro. He went out very bad when he was coaching here in New York. And I just feel like he's one of those coaches that can bring us to the championship or at least bring us to the playoffs. I'm not even asking for the championship. Bring us to the playoffs. But we can't if we keep getting these defensive coordinators that just want to focus on one side of the ball. And if you keep Aaron Rodgers, you're putting yourself back because now you're not building the future. Oh my God, man! I can't. Go ahead. Next topic.
Mike got to make his pick for.
Yeah, my bad. I just like.
I know how you feel. That
passion. Yeah, I'm not watching the Jets next season. I'm letting you know that right now. So go ahead.
That's a lie.
I'm not watching.
That's a lie.
I can't stand them. I can't stand this team.
I with every fiber of my being, I do want Washington to win. I do.
Okay.
But I just that run game and their terrible run defense just can't go against Philly. I just think they're poised to just get back to the Super Bowl and take another L. I mean, that's just my opinion, and I think they'll lose no matter which team they face. But that's just my personal opinion. But, I just think that with that run game and that very bad run defense, it's going to be too much for them to overcome. And then and if Jalen Hurts does a little more than he's been doing, and that run game's running and the tush push, it could become a lot. It could become a lot for him.
I think Philly would beat Buffalo, bro. I disagree with you on that one.
So, do we have to say who we're picking for the other game? Are we all in agreement that are we all in agreement that
unanimously?
Yeah, like I want. Once again, for those Buffalo fans listening, man, I love Josh Allen. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks in the league. But unfortunately, this is where it ends, man. This is where
hey, I got a question for Brandon. Who are you picking in tonight?
still in there. I don't know if he's still in there.
Oh man, I'm sorry, but this is Josh Mahomes. I mean Josh Mahomes. This is Patrick Mahomes. This is Patrick Mahomes' son. This is Patrick Mahomes' son. I'm sorry. He owns him, bro. Like, I don't know what it is that they got on Buffalo. I don't know if they got some like P. Diddy tapes or whatever, but they do not. But they do not play well against the Chiefs. They find a way to lose, bro, every single time.
And the fact that they beat them in the regular season this year.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to hurt even more because you're like, I know I can beat them.
But you just can't beat them when it matters.
You just can't beat them when it counts, man. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, Philly. Philly. I'm looking at Philly now. I'm sorry, Buffalo. This is it, man. This is where the road ends. So enjoy the next, 4 hours, 5 hours?
What did we say about the Chiefs, though? Yeah, they the night game. I think it's 6:30.
Oh, they're the night game, yeah. 6:30. So enjoy the next 6.5 hours of, not losing. But go ahead. What you saying? What?
Bullshit. I was just about to say that it was rumored that last week when Buffalo and Lamar Jackson when Buffalo and the Ravens were playing, they said that they had got a shot in at Patrick Mahomes and he went to sleep. He turned it in. He didn't instead watch the game.
Damn. See? He knew. He knows.
They said live from the Mahomes estates, and he was asleep.
he had his blanket all the way up.
Had the mask over his eyes and everything.
The blanket up, chilling. He was like, I'll see y'all next week.
He liked the Rock when it come to them. Who do you want to play, Josh or Lamar? It doesn't matter who I face.
I'm gonna beat him anyway. We're going to the Super Bowl. Oh man.
So, all right. So we got the Eagles. So it looks like it could be.
Y'all do know. Go ahead.
So me and you got the Eagles and the Chiefs, and R&B. You got the Chiefs and the Commanders.
No, I got the Chiefs and the Eagles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you said
I got the Commanders.
The Commanders. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Right,
I was just about to say too, real quick. Y'all do know that this last 6 to 5 minutes of footage, if somehow Buffalo pulls that shit off tonight, that shit gonna come back to bite us in the ass.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna come back. But I'm not worried about it.
But we're not even worried about it.
I'm Patrick Mahomes right now. I got the blanket all the way up. Got the mask over my eyes. I'm chilling. I'm waiting for next week. I'm waiting for the Super Bowl results.
My toes and shit.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
And you know what's funny? He's so proficient in a way. How did you know Patrick Mahomes had a third kid on the bye week of the playoffs?
Yeah.
I'm like, how you time that? He was probably like, oh, we're gonna be off anyway, honey. I'll be there for the birth.
That's what I'm saying, man. He ain't gonna lose.
Yeah, another little Chucky doll.
Yeah.
No, you know what? Stop. You're gonna get us canceled, bro. You're gonna get us canceled.
Oh man. He gonna watch this back and be like,
hold on, no, hold on. That was not a racist joke.
No. But I'm just saying, Chucky doll. Like, come on, man.
So, while we're on Kansas City, do you guys believe there's a lot of this week they were talking about the referees?
Oh, here we go.
The media doesn't always talk about how the games are refereed. But there was one specific play during that Houston game where Mahomes ran. He went up. The two Houston guys pretty much hit each other and missed him, and they called a roughing call.
Yeah.
When in doubt. That's what it is, man.
Yeah.
We know.
The league has said when in doubt, just throw it.
Now,
that's why that shit should be able to be reviewed.
Well, hold on. Now, do you believe that Kansas City gets favorable calls? And the second half is NFL this offseason is talking about expanding replay exists for plays like that one. Or what
are you asking, do you think they should?
I'm asking, do you think the referees favor Kansas City? And what are your thoughts on them expanding the replay assist for plays like that one?
I think they do favor Kansas City in some games for sure. I definitely do. And I think that they do need to expand the replays to review these things, just like college review targeting. Just
Right.
like they review targeting in college, they should review, like, because referees don't always get it right. So at least
Yeah.
this will bring some closure and satisfaction to the fan, the average fan that's watching and looking at this shit in real time and saying to himself, like, that's not a blatant hit. That's not an egregious hit. Like they didn't even touch him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To make these referees accountable. You got to make them accountable, man. You got to make them start getting some of this shit right because they're not always right, especially when you're trying to call this stuff in real time. So yeah, I think they should extend it and start reviewing some of these calls.
I agree. I totally agree with everything that R&B just said. In addition, I think that these referees should be fired if they keep making these wrong calls. Because I'm telling you, yo, like, it's getting to the point, bro. It's getting to the point. I'm almost 100% sure that they're doing this because of these damn gambling ads. Like these FanDuels and DraftKings ads they be doing. I swear these refs know about how to point shave. I swear they know how to point shave.
Yeah, you might be on to something because one thing we know about how the media works is not only will they do shit, but they'll do shit and put it in your face as a joke. I've been saying it ever since they started doing the Buffalo Wild Wings commercials.
Yes.
Like where the referee come up on the screen and say, what do we want to keep it going, extend it?
Right. And you know what's so funny about that? Like, you know how they put, like you just said, they put stuff in front of your face to like kind of like basically say that we've been telling y'all the truth this whole time. Yo, do you know that commercial with Matthew McConaughey when he be talking about, oh, you know, the football is just a big old ad for how to sell food or whatever, like to promote food. I'm like, damn, yo, this thing is actually he's actually kind of right. Like you said, the Buffalo Wild Wings commercial. They be having all these food commercials pop up, like Domino's and Pizza Hut. I'm like, yo, I think they're kind of right about that. Like I'm watching right now, Subway commercial on TV. They show more food commercials than they do any other type of product. So I say that to say, I think these referees should be fired if they keep making these bad calls. I'm not saying the first bad call or the second bad call, but I do believe they should have like a strike rule.
Yeah, I think they should be fined.
Right. Okay, that's fair. You know, because
maybe two fines in a row, and then if it depending on how egregious it is, and then maybe on the third one, it's time to review your job.
Yeah, like to kind of like go over. Yeah, because if you think about it, name another job that you could constantly mess up and still be able to show up to work every single day and get paid. It doesn't work like that.
President of the United States.
Yeah, you about right. But I'm talking about like something that's costing people millions.
Any government official job?
Maybe I shouldn't have asked that question. But my point is, in this scenario, you're messing up the game. You're really messing up the game. And I think these guys, like you said, if you're not gonna fire them, because that might be a little bit too over the top, at least fine them. Because that can mess up the whole type, that could change the game. Like that hit that happened, well, allegedly happened because it didn't happen. That hit that allegedly happened changed the whole entire game. And they know it. So, yeah, that's my take.
Third down, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so at that point, Kansas is punting. And,
they got the yard. They got the penalty.
The yardage in a shorter field, and they score.
Yeah.
So,
I believe that they do favor Kansas City because, like I've been saying, that there's too much money in them winning this year.
We know that.
No one has three-peated ever. And Stephen A. said it this week, and I've said it myself. Patrick Mahomes wins.
I'm sick of that narrative.
What's that?
That no one has three-peated ever. All right, if you want to say that since the merger of the Super Bowl era, no one has won a championship back to back to back. okay, I'm fine with that if you want to say in the Super Bowl era.
Well,
This whole little narrative that they keep throwing out that it's never been a three-peat, they need to stop. Green Bay won 3 straight championships in a row. I don't give a damn if it was in the 60s or the late 50s and it's going into the 60s. They
I didn't know that.
did it, and you can't take that away from them. They won 3 NFL championships in a row.
I wonder why they don't mention that.
That's because they only acknowledge the Super Bowls.
But if it happened, it happened.
Yeah.
If it happened, it happened.
So, but obviously people don't look at championships. They should have the same weight, but they don't. So
no.
I don't understand how. Is it not still an NFL? Is the Super Bowl not an NFL championship?
Yes, it is.
So what is the NFL championship before they just decided to rename it the Super Bowl?
Right. Yeah, it's the same thing.
They could me off with.
Nah, you're right about that, R&B. I didn't know that.
The Matrix is so like, what the fuck?
And they make you. And then they try to make you forget about it. Like, well, we ain't gonna talk about it. They ain't gonna bring it up because if you think about it, you're right. If it's a championship, I don't care if it's Super Bowl era or not, you still count it as a win because you had to go through the whole process of some type of playoff and you won. So, wow, I didn't even know that, man. This is the first time I'm hearing about that.
Yeah, no, in the championship era, Green Bay did do it.
Shoot.
Under
I didn't know that.
Super Bowl era, it's never been done.
Yeah,
that's terrible. That is terrible.
But the point I was getting to was that in that era, no one's done it. Brady, all the recognized Super Bowl quarterbacks, let's say, haven't done it.
I think the closest would have been John Elway, but he retired after the second one.
Damn.
Yep. And Brady did Brady have a chance at 3 in a row?
Brady did win back to back. Yeah, he did have a chance at 3 in a row because they won back to back. I think twice, didn't they? I know they won back to back at least once. But
I think they won at least once.
So I just believe that it'll put him on a higher pedestal to be becoming the GOAT in that regard. If not, I think personally, I will. If he wins, I won't debate it with anyone. There's nothing to debate. The guy's been in the league 7 years, and he would have 4 Super Bowls, 5 appearances, touchdown title.
So you will put him over Tom Brady?
Yeah, I would.
If Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl this year, I think that it could be a strong case now to put him. I wouldn't say definitively, but I think the case is definitely strong to say that you could match him and put him against up against Tom Brady or above him. I don't think it's far fetched.
He won't have 7 Super Bowls, but technically, he's not even really in his prime yet, right? So to speak. So there's still time for him to hit 7 if he really can, but Tom Brady did not 3-peat. That would be something he would have over Brady. The only thing Brady would have, and this is a fun fact that I read the other day, did you know that Tom Brady gave Patrick Mahomes his first regular season, postseason, and Super Bowl loss?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much Mahomes is doing to Allen what Brady did to him.
Damn. Yeah.
I pulled it up real quick. It says, just read it real quick. It's short. Yeah. In the 105-year history of the NFL, only the 1929 to 1931 and the 1965 to 1967 Packers have won 3 straight titles. So the Packers.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, what were the years?
29 to 31 and 65 to 67.
Okay. So did they have the same quarterback in both stints?
No, I'm pretty sure in the 60s it was Bart Starr. Don't even get me started about the 20s. I could tell you, I couldn't even fathom to tell you.
No, I just didn't know.
The 60s,
I didn't know what you were looking at if it had that information. I was just curious
Yes.
if it was.
I know it would have been. I don't even know who the coach was in the 20s and the 30s, but 60s it was definitely Lombardi and Bart Starr. And if I'm not mistaken, the reason why it only says 65 to 67 is because 68 was the first. I think it was the first Super Bowl, wasn't it? Because I
Yeah,
think the Packers won the first Super Bowl. So they won 65, 67 NFL championships and then 68 Super Bowl. You can't
Okay.
take that from them, man. That's
So yeah,
just a
they
little history check real quick.
definitely need to be better with their history, and that's what we're here for, right? Like,
exactly.
so we'll see what happens with KC. I just definitely want to just try and get into a couple other topics. We got about 25 minutes left. Talked about that. Let's talk about Tyreek Hill. A couple weeks ago, he said he was being interviewed, and I believe at the end of the regular season. Obviously, the Dolphins did not make it for playoff contention.
Yeah.
They were eliminated from the playoffs, and
Jets.
Tyreek Hill said some comments where he's saying he's tired of losing and that he's out. Sounds like to me he's given up on his team, giving up on the situation. But my thing is, bro, what did you think was going to happen? You went from Patrick Mahomes to Tua. Now, there's no shade or disrespect to Tua, but homie, you ain't 15. You ain't Mahomes. And the fact that his health is so compromised makes it hard for Tyreek to do what he does because Tua's always on the higher end of getting hurt.
Facts.
So now this season he was hurt. And I think Tyreek missed some games too, right? This season.
Yeah.
So now it's like, yeah, okay, you're not gonna win with there. But for you to blatantly give up, why would anyone else want you? Now, will there be a team if presented to trade for him? I believe so. But if I'm a GM or a coach or an owner, I don't want a player who's going to give up because we couldn't win or because we didn't perform well enough for whatever reason, whether it was a bad year, we're not good enough, or injuries. I want players that go want to be here.
Right.
I think it's a shame. It's like, bro, and I think that's my personal opinion. Obviously, we don't know Tyreek Hill. We don't know what he thinks. But I just think, personally, he's upset seeing all the Chiefs' success, knowing he could be, if he would have stayed, he could have been in like records. Like, and he's had some good seasons. Like, what was it? Was it last season that he had
Last season
100 yards?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not taking that away, but you could have been in a way better position with your stats, with Super Bowls, and then just history of the position had you have stayed. Now,
Right.
it's not guarantee that he would have been, but the naked eye tells you he would have been in a better position. I just personally think he's upset with his decision to leave, and he's giving up on the Dolphins. What's your take on it?
Yeah, I think I believe so. The same thing. I believe that, he's upset with the fact that he's playing out there in Miami, not winning. Tua's always hurt. And if he's not hurt, then, they're not playing up to performance. And at this point, I think Tyreek Hill is going to find a way to get traded or to get released so he can go to any team he wants to. And hot take, I think he's going to end up in Kansas City. I think he's going to end up back with the Chiefs, guys. Because you know what? If there's one thing I can say that's like the Chiefs' Achilles heel, that is finding a reliable wide receiver. I know they got Travis Kelce as their biggest target, even though he's a tight end. I know they got who they got over there.
They got Hopkins now.
They got Hopkins over there now. They got Rice, which is out, and they got what's that guy's name? Worthy. I know they got some targets, but let's be clear, guys.
But you don't have a clear cut.
You don't have the guy, and that guy is Tyreek Hill. And Tyreek Hill will be a fool not to re-sign with the Kansas City Chiefs. Just my personal opinion, because he can.
His contract is up though. He has to be traded, and I don't see Kansas bringing him back because the whole reason that he left to go to Miami is because Kansas didn't want to pay him what Miami was willing to.
Well, today's prices are not yesterday's prices, so
It's still not. They still not.
I mean, his value,
is still gonna be equal. He just had a damn near 2,000 yard season last year, and he can definitely argue to say that I could have did it again if I had a quarterback that was healthy and throwing me the damn ball.
So what if he come to Kansas City with hat in hand and say, "Listen, guys, I'll take the minimum."
This is Tyreek Hill we talking about. He's not gonna do that. Did you see the video of the police gently knocking on his window to tell him to let his window down?
Oh yeah, that was crazy. No, I didn't agree with that at all. I didn't agree with that at all.
That whole shit.
Yeah, so, I didn't agree with that at all.
This is the type of mindset that we're talking about. He's about the money.
Yeah. This guy's yeah, and he got 11 kids? Never mind.
Yeah. He wants to go somewhere that's gonna pay him and feature him.
He's gonna end up on a bum team then. He might as well stay in Miami.
He might end up in Cleveland or some shit.
Yeah, at least he'll have some warm weather if he stays in Miami.
That's what I'm saying. At least it's nice in Miami. Damn. You know? I don't know. He's gonna probably end up on a team like Cleveland, end up on a Raiders or something.
I'm gonna just take an old school approach on this one and say, man, some of these guys should just shut the fuck up and earn these millions of dollars and do your fucking job. That's what I say. I'm sick of him. I'm sick of Jimmy Butler. These motherfuckers is fucking man, like crybabies.
So are you saying shut up and dribble?
That's not what I said. I said shut the fuck up and do your fucking job.
I know. I'm just joking.
That's a different. Yeah, I'm about to say that's a different stance there. Yeah, I think the athletes and celebrities and shit should use their platforms. When the time is right to talk about certain things and stuff like that. But as far as when ain't shit going on and it's just quiet around these matrix parts, just do your fucking job and make your money.
Shut up, especially Jimmy Butler. I can't stand it.
He's never happy.
Never happy, bro. Everywhere he goes, he's got a problem.
And even if it took a little longer this time.
Yeah.
He loved it. He so-called loved Miami. Oh, Pat Riley, the work ethic, and I love how hard we work. And
he cultured this, he cultured that.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. He's mad that they weren't able to land some of the people that he wanted them to land to try to give him a better chance to win the championship.
That's life.
And now he wants out.
I mean, who's they trying to get last? Dame.
But I will give Jimmy this. He got more of a case than Tyreek Hill because at least he's been there for a while. He's taken them to 3 conference championships, 2 NBA finals, and they have not added another significant piece to try to put them over the hump. Tyreek Hill, you just got to the Dolphins, 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago? You've done nothing there but accumulate individual stats for records, and that's it. You haven't won anything. You haven't won in cold weather. You haven't won in cold weather in the playoffs. You've done nothing. It's just all individual shit. So shut the fuck up, earn your fucking guaranteed money, and just play. You in a good situation. You just had an injury-riddled season. That's what's wrong with these motherfuckers. The first sight of something being a little bit off, they run and cry like little bitches. It don't make sense, bro. It don't make sense.
Nah. Man, you should take some of that money and grow that neck.
Oh. That's a personal shot. He can't help that he got a short neck.
No, he ain't got a short neck, Raj. He ain't got no neck.
But you know what? He can catch though.
I
Like
give him
this.
And
he can run.
Yeah, he can run.
Very fast.
He looks like something out of Minecraft.
I fuck with Cheetah, man, but it's like it's time out. It's time out.
Yeah. He gotta stop whining. He gotta stop whining. He gotta
Like
stop
my
whining.
God, like y'all had an injury-riddled season. Can you not see that? At least let everybody get healthy and try to see what you can come back and do next season before you get to, saying you want out or whatever. Like, give it another shot. Like, my goodness, you just got something good going. You got Mike McDaniels in there, who's an offensive guru. You know what I'm saying? I understand the shit with Tua, though. Like, it's kind of like, what I'm saying? But damn, let's see what can happen. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if they get a franchise a chance to make a move to say, hey, maybe Tua not the guy. Maybe we should make a move for Trevor Lawrence or try to draft somebody or whatever the case may be. And not waste Tyreek's prime years, you know what I'm saying? But damn, he ain't even giving it a chance.
I agree.
Just like, I want out. Like, damn.
Yeah, because it's like, where are you going to go? Is the situation going to be better or worse? If anything, it's going to be worse.
Right, he's not going to be able to get to this elite team. That's what he wants, and I think he believed when he left that he did all he could, and he probably thought the Chiefs weren't going to do any more. And now he's looking 3.
He's like, damn, they winning championships out here.
He was like, if I was there, I'd be regarded as one of the great wide receivers, like ever. He
wanted that new sexy girl, and the first time she put it in the bed, he want her gone.
Got a comment. The Dolphins were the most competitive with Tua. That's true.
Yeah, but he can't play in cold weather, and he's always hurt, and he can't avoid CTE.
Yeah.
So it's like we gotta stop looking at Tua as being he's a good regular season quarterback. Let's just be honest. He's a good regular season quarterback when he's playing in Miami. But if you bring that man up to Denver, if you bring that man up to Buffalo, anywhere north, he's going to freeze out.
I've seen Tua play good in the cold. They went to Buffalo and played a damn good game in the cold. They lost, but so I think he's an overall good quarterback. The main concern with Tua is the fact that he can't stay on the field because of the head injuries. Which is a testament to the way they run the offense. They need to keep his ass in the pocket, keep him bottled up, build an offensive line, and tell him use your arm and be a goddamn statue. We can't afford to be hurt.
Yeah, that's facts.
So we got some coaching changes going around, but the one I really want to get to is the Cowboys just find new ways to fail. I think it's just great that they find failure in failure. I don't even know where this guy came from. Like
he came from the mailroom.
He was already there as the assistant coach and shit. He's already been the assistant coach. And last year he was the offensive coordinator, but he wasn't calling the plays. Mike McCarthy would have been calling the plays the past 2 seasons. And we all know that he's Marty's son.
He is?
Yeah, Marty Schottenheimer, that's his son.
Oh, wow. I didn't even put the 2 and 2 together.
Yes, sir.
I'm looking at this, and, there was speculation that Deion Sanders was going to be the coach.
No.
I didn't think it was going to happen, but,
I'm glad it didn't happen.
There was speculation. And then out of nowhere, they hire this guy. What's he going to do?
Same thing that's been done.
Like, yo, Jerry, you have just made it to where we can laugh all over again.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of sad this season because I don't get joy in watching the Cowboys lose early. I get joy of their hopes being so high, like way up here, and then they get cut from their kneecaps, and that's where I get my joy. lose early, it's not fun. It's
Right.
not great they're losing, but it's not fun. They like, yo, listen, be competitive enough so it's fun.
Right. Exactly. At least win some games.
Yeah,
Give us
like,
something to talk about. Damn.
yeah, like
Nah, but as far as this coaching goes, I think they're stuck in purgatory, man. They're stuck in the middle. The best case scenario, they end up 8-8, and at this point, I don't think they know what they're doing. I think we're not going to witness greatness from Dallas until Jerry dies, and I'm not wishing death upon him, but I'm just saying, as far as him trying to control this team and making these decisions, it's not going to stop until he expires.
Who's to say it'll stop when he expires?
Oh damn!
Who's
I
to
hope
say that
not.
it stops? Because he training his sons just like him, pretty sure.
But
The apple don't fall too
kind
far
of
from the tree. Who's to say that Steven and them don't step in and be the same as Jerry?
yeah, but I kind of feel like Steven's kind of like his own person a little bit. Like he's.
Is
I'm
he
not
really?
saying. We'll see. We'll see.
He got say so within the franchise. You trying to tell me you don't think he at some point he hasn't came and said, "Dad, like fuck, you fucking this up, Dad."
But I think he did.
Jerry got them trained.
I think he did go to his dad, but his dad is like, you know how Jerry is, man. Jerry's hard headed, bro. Jerry's one hard head, you know what? And it's hard for somebody to really do something if they're still alive. Like if the father's still there and he's still like, got good sense. It's kind of hard to kind of move any pieces that you want to make, unless. But then again, it might be the other way too. I don't know. I don't know the dynamic, but I feel and I hope, just for the sake of football, like Mike said, we just need something to talk about, bro. Because these decisions are horrible. Like, who is this dude?
where'd he come from? Like, that's all I want to know. Is just like, because I personally think that they would have been better staying with McCarthy. From what I read is they couldn't come to an agreement on money. So,
And I feel he lost the locker room too. I feel like a lot of the players didn't respect him anymore.
I don't think McCarthy lost the locker room. You see how that team was battling down the stretch. They won 7 games.
But what about what about what what's the name said? Michael Parsons.
I'm talking about when he was talking about the offensive lineman, talking about he feels so bad because he want to win for the offensive lineman who's done way more than Mike McCarthy has ever done in this league. And I would have called him right into my office and told him, shut the fuck up.
Hell yeah, exactly.
Mike
Shut
McCarthy
your mouth.
got an NFL championship. What the fuck is this offensive lineman you talking about did?
Yeah, and they have won nothing. Exactly.
Shit.
You ain't doing nothing but running your mouth on a podcast, which is crazy because, like, why would you even talk about your team on there? Anyway,
you shouldn't bring locker room problems in the open.
That's what I'm saying. Keep that stuff in house.
That's why they needed somebody like a Dion in there, because Dion can control all that shit.
I agree.
Dion interview was more of an interview for show, I believe.
Yeah.
And I believe when him and Jerry had their conversation, Jerry probably asked him a few questions, and Dion gave him the honest answers, and Jerry like, yep, well, I love him, but not gonna hire that nigga.
Well, that's because
in his 10-inch dick.
Hey, yo.
Hold on, y'all ain't never. I'm gonna send it to y'all. Y'all
no,
ain't never seen that video?
I seen the video.
Oh, okay.
I hope it's not about Dion. That's crazy.
No, it was. They were at training camp.
Oh yeah.
It was probably.
Yeah, he was wilding. Yeah, he was wilding. Yeah, it was crazy.
Here's the thing. You know why that hire didn't happen? Because Jerry Jones can't control Deion Sanders.
Right. Yeah, exactly. He know that.
He wants control of everything, even though he's not the coach. He thinks because he's the owner, GM, CEO, whatever, that he can.
Okay. I found this on the web for Jerry Jones can control Deion Sanders.
Wait, what are you watching, Mike?
Right. What the fuck was that?
You got AI answering questions?
He did with mute. He can't get her to shut up.
Yeah, did you hear that? Did that come on the computer? No, I don't even know how Siri like did that. I was just like, she did not say ask her to talk. Like, no.
Big brother's always listening. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead. What was the question?
No, I was just saying how he can't control Jerry, or he can't control Deion Sanders. So that's why he doesn't want to hire. He wants control.
Yeah, nah. He wants a puppet. He wants a puppet. And like I said, and I hope this is not the case, man. I really hope, like, when Jerry do decide to step down, or when God calls him, I hope that somebody, if it's Steven, if it's one of the other kids, step up and say, look, all right, enough is enough. We got to get back to the playoffs. We got to start winning again, because this is sad. This franchise is going out bad, bro. Even though they're making the most money in the NFL, it's looking horrible right now.
That's what it seemed like it's all about to me with Jerry.
Yeah.
It seemed like he content just making money.
Yeah. Matter of fact, did you see this stat of how many fans they averaged on for their home games? I think it was like 80 or 90,000.
Until they played the Lions.
Well, yeah. But still, it's just like, damn, you guys make all that money and still make horrible decisions, man. It's a bad franchise.
We know that. They're bad.
All they care about is their money. They don't even care about winning no more.
Nah, and why care about winning when you could just care about the money?
Yeah, and it's
a control thing. Him being
it's control.
It's all about the money, and that's why you hire somebody like a Brian Schottenheimer.
Yeah,
nobody knows who he is. He's a puppet, somebody you can control.
Yep.
Things that he's not gonna have full control of the locker room. It's the same. It's the same thing that people been talking about with Dallas for years now.
Yeah.
Whether you want to go back to the 8-8 years, or you want to take it to the McCarthy when they started winning a little more, and so on beyond and after, it's the same thing, man. But it makes me kind of wonder. I wonder, does Diddy have any freak offs with Jerry Jones there, being that he's such a control freak?
Man, I wonder if Jerry Jones was at the Diddy party.
He might have his own Diddy party. He might have
Jerry party.
He might have a Jerry party in the locker room while he's meat watching. I heard he's on a new diet. It's called Meat Watchers.
Cowboys, baby.
Oh my God.
Now it all makes sense. Now it all makes sense. Brokeback Mountain, Cowboys. I know Jerry be at the parties where he have his own party, man. I know it. That man was, for the audience that's listening, guys, if you're over the age of 18, go watch that video. And he said it with so much conviction too. It's like, what are we talking about, bro? Jamie Foxx need to get out of there, man. Don't ever go to no more what is it called? Training camps. Don't go, nothing that got you and Jerry together. Stay away, Jamie.
Stay away.
That was wild. I've never heard nothing like that.
Like you said, he said it with conviction. I'm like, how did he know that?
Yeah, like,
do they really measure that in the combine? Like, that shit really is like Black Friday.
Oh, man.
Talk about the shopping at Target.
Yeah, man, but you know what? A lot of that stems from the same thing, though.
Yeah, it do.
How they treat athletes, same thing. Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. Well, guys, we're at the 2-hour mark. We covered not everything, but we covered the main stuff, the football stuff. So we'll be in contact through the week. about what's next. As I said, guys, to the audience, we're moving over to the production network to see Conversations Over Chess Network. We'll be taking over the streaming rights to this show. That'll be happening hopefully within the next month. So is there anything
Yes,
else that you guys wanted to cover or talk about before we sign off?
I'm good.
I have one thing I wanted to say.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna keep saying this shit until I see it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Jeannie Buss, you better fire Rob Pelinka.
Oh man,
You better.
but they
fire
won. They won
Rob
last night, though.
Pelinka. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn that they won, Raj. He needs to go.
Yeah, I agree.
And AD and LeBron, suck it the fuck up. I'm so tired of hearing them cry about wanting more and needing more when these are two Hall of Fame superstars, one being mentioned as one of the top three, however you want to place them, GOAT NBA players of all time, still playing at a high level at 40 years old. Y'all better shut the fuck up and make it happen with what you got.
Yeah.
And Rob Pelinka do need to get a little bit more in there. But still, even with him sucking as a GM the way he sucked, I can understand him still sitting back and feeling like, God damn, I got LeBron and AD. How much do I need?
Well, the thing
Get
with
it together.
the thing I think with the NBA is like for the most part, I think you need 3 big-time players in order to really compete. Now, I'm not trying to say that to absolve LeBron or AD, but at the end of the day, they are 2 top-tier players who could easily combine for 60 points a night together. I believe full-fledged they've underwhelmed together. No matter how we word it, and one can even say if COVID never happened, they might not have won that championship. Right? I mean, we don't know for sure. But that is an argument someone could make. But I do believe, like, you're in 4th place in the Western Conference. You're playing well overall, 25-18. Because something came up about them complaining that what you were saying. Like I haven't, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really like paid attention, but I've paid attention, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Football's ending, so I'll be paying a lot more attention. But I just believe that they've underwhelmed, and they want to compete, but you have enough to compete. You got to go out there and win. Like
they got some good players on. Austin Reeves is a good player, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they got Dalton Connect he's wet from 3 when you get him right shots. Like they gotta you can make it happen. They might need maybe a couple tweaks here and there with the bench or whatever, but I'm not trying to hear it no more, man. The time is out for the excuses with these two. Like think about this: Kobe and Shaq did what they did.
Exactly.
How many teams that had 3 high-level players that we can say Kobe and Shaq took out?
Man, they took out a lot of big-time players. Yeah.
They took out quite a few teams that had 3 or more big-time players on there.
And they did it themselves. Yeah, you're right.
So come on, man.
Real quick,
teams.
Yeah, I want to just add this real quick to that, and and I don't have anything else to say. I just believe that LeBron and AD kind of like reached their point. Like I think they're done. I think they done did everything they could do. LeBron, I don't like. It's so crazy because like LeBron's 40, right? So we shouldn't even be like mentioning him in the conversation when it comes down to like top tier players. But he's mentioned because he's playing at top tier performance. But for some reason, it's just not gelling anymore. They won their championship in 2020, which I think was great for LeBron because it gave him an opportunity to show that he doesn't need everybody to win. He can win, he can win with just one superstar and a few role players, even though he had JaVale McGee and Rondo and all they were role players at that time. Dwight Howard, they were role players at that time.
Those some hella role players though.
Yeah, nah, for real, Hall of Fame role players. But my point of mentioning that is I just feel like they're just stale right now. So I do feel it's important for them to shake up the front office. I think Rob Pelinka definitely needs to go because he made some horrible decisions. And I also feel like, and this is bad, but I gotta say it. I feel like they need to trade AD. They need to trade AD because if you're going to push this team to a championship at least one more time, you need to get two superstars for LeBron, or at least one good superstar that want to win.
Wouldn't you rather trade LeBron and stay with the younger player though?
If it was anybody but AD, I will agree with that. But AD's always hurt.
Always dinged.
Always dinged.
He's been putting together some pretty solid play these last couple seasons, though. I think 75, 76 games last year. He's been pretty healthy so far this year, relatively.
I got it. Always damaged.
That's nah. Nah, but I'll say this. Okay, and if that's the case, then yes, you would trade LeBron. But I don't think they're going to trade LeBron because LeBron brings so much star power to Los Angeles. Like LeBron is LeBron. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like unless LeBron wants to leave, like he want to go play, you know what? Be a good trade. And I know it's not going to happen, but you trade LeBron to Golden State. And let Steph Curry and LeBron have a final hurrah. That would be great for the NBA. I think that'd be a great storyline. But I don't see it happening, but it would be great to happen.
Because you know why? Because I think that the NBA more so will want Steph to go to LA versus LeBron. Which is why
I never thought of it like that.
Which is why I think Steph only signed up for that 1-year deal with Golden State this year.
I didn't even think of it like that.
He'll be a free agent at the end of this season, if I'm not mistaken. And don't be surprised if you see him end up in the purple and gold. Now, as a Lakers
that's
guy,
what I'm saying. If that's the case, then I'm doing this. Then I'm doing like kind of like a signing trade with AD.
Yeah, but if he can
AD not going nowhere. That's why I say Steph's gonna end up going there.
If you got Steph Curry possibly, and you can keep Anthony Davis and LeBron James.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Steph Curry comes. Listen. I don't care what anyone says. If Steph Curry signs with the Lakers and they keep LeBron and AD and they don't win a championship, it's a failure, complete failure.
Complete failure.
It's definitely a failure.
I don't give a damn about the age.
Nope.
I don't give a damn about the age. It's a complete failure. I give a damn about how you're playing at that time. And
facts. And y'all want a gold medal together.
There will be expectations.
And y'all want a gold medal together.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear, LeBron's 50. No, I don't want to hear that.
Nah, he's still playing.
That's another. The last thing I'll say with LeBron and AD, they got to stop passing the buck so much. They place the blame too much. You know what I'm saying? Look at Russell Westbrook. When Russell Westbrook was there, they made him the scapegoat. But
they did Russ dirty.
Left there, he got to LA, played good. He's got to Denver. Now he's in the starting lineup. Remember
he's doing excellent.
I felt like they needed to start him over Jamal Murray. I think Jamal Murray's still starting, but they put them two out there together for a reason.
Yeah.
Because they like how Russ is meshing with Joker. So why can if he can mesh with an MVP Hall of Fame caliber player like Joker the way he has, who damn near plays the game the same way as LeBron, why couldn't LeBron make it work the way Joker is making it work? Stop passing the buck so much. I just in the fucking mirror.
I just came across something else. Y'all want to laugh?
What's that?
Joel Embiid is upset about not being voted as a starter. Yeah. Or was it?
He don't even starting on his own team. What is he talking about?
Yeah, Joel Embiid is reported.
He didn't retire. No. He didn't retire. I'm so sick of. He's a Ben Simmons, bro. He's a tall, dark-skinned Ben Simmons. I can't stand that dude. I got him on my fantasy team. He ain't doing nothing. He's just sitting on a bench.
What you doing?
Hurt every day, all day, every game. He plays like 5 games a season.
He makes Anthony Davis look good.
Nah, he make Ben Simmons look good. That's how bad he's doing.
I don't even know what to say about. I don't even really know if I have.
I can't believe you said that. Yeah, nah, that's
Like,
yeah.
yo, bro, you better just be
This
happy.
nigga's the
At this point, be happy you made the team. Like
modern day Patrick Ewing. And at least Patrick played with his bad knees.
man, my wife
Yeah.
gave you the grill from the other side. She just she just grilled when you said that.
What, the Patrick Ewing thing?
Yo, because like we're saying, I'm at the table, she's on the other side. There's a bag. She put her head around the bag and just gave me like the nigga please. Like, damn, I ain't even say it. Like, control what other people say. Like,
I mean, it's true. They bad knee.
Yeah, he got horrible knees.
He a shell of himself, just like Pat was. But like I said, at least Pat played with his bad knees.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll see how that goes.
I don't know what to say about that one, man. That like
No
what
comment,
do you expect, bro? I'm sorry, Mike. I gotta say it. Cry baby bitches. Cry baby bitches. You gotta go into my rock form with that one. Cry baby bitches.
Well, gentlemen, good episode. We'll be back next Sunday. Hope everyone has a good, healthy, prosperous week. And that all goes well. And I'll leave it out to you guys to close.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate everybody, man. Thank you for watching. It's great to be back. You know, next week we'll be here. Same time, same channel, man.
Appreciate y'all. Thanks for tuning in, those who tuned in. And I hope to see a lot more of y'all tune in the future. Everybody stay safe, stay warm, be blessed, and be happy.
Yes.
All right. Later.
Peace.